Good morning, my name is Allison Rees and this is my audition video for the Youth Education Series Facilitator Internship. I'm going to start off by asking who here likes chocolate chip cookies. I know a lot of you probably said you. Now, if you like chocolate chip cookies, I want you to think about that cookie as a whole for a second. Now imagine what that chocolate chip cookie would be like without chocolate chips. It's missing a key ingredient there, so I have a cookie right here that didn't end up with chocolate chips. Now, is it still a chocolate chip cookie? Not exactly. So it's missing a key ingredient. If you were to compare that to an ecosystem, it'd be an ecosystem without a keystone species. Now, what do we think keystone species means? It would be similar to the chocolate chips within the cookie. It's something that defines the ecosystem as a whole, and without that species, it could degrade the rest of the ecosystem. And without some key stone species, the rest of the ecosystem could fall apart without them. Just like if you were to eat a cookie that you are told is chocolate chip and there are no chocolate chips in it. Thinking about that again, have you ever made chocolate chip cookies and forgotten some other ingredients? A few of you may have said things like flour or butter or eggs. Now, did they still turn out like cookies? Not exactly so. If you are talking about a concept called biodiversity and you are missing a keystone species or some other animals, you no longer have complete biodiversity. It's the same thing as if you were trying to make chocolate chip cookies and you remembered every ingredient and to have chocolate chips. That would be like having complete biodiversity within your ecosystem of a chocolate chip cookie. Now think about some other things that might end up in a cookie. Have you ever had a chocolate chip cookie, or you were told it was a chocolate chip cookie, and then you tasted raisins in it? You could think of those raisins as another type of species within the ecosystem of a cookie called an invasive species. Now, is it the same kind of cookie if there are raisins in it? Not anymore. They could be a different kind of cookie, or sometimes raisins are good in an oatmeal raisin cookie. So sometimes if an invasive species comes from another ecosystem, they're important to that ecosystem, but if they enter a different ecosystem, they change it entirely. Just like if you were told you had a chocolate chip cookie and then you taste raisins in it. However, if you are told it's an oatmeal raisin cookie, you expect the raisins to be there. So think about your favorite kind of cookie and what are some key ingredients in that cookie. They would be similar to a keystone species within its environment. And then think about your cookie as a whole. Think about what it would be like if your cookie came out perfectly at the perfect temperature, it wasn't burnt or anything wrong with it. That would be similar to having complete biodiversity within an ecosystem. Now, when next time you have a cookie, I want you to think about some of the key ingredients and then compare them to keystone species within your favorite type of ecosystem.